Hi, everyone. Welcome in. It's good to see everybody. We've got 64 people, so once we get, what is it? We get 5 more, then we can start. Is that the old Trojan marching band way, right? Thank you, Jan, for nodding. Thank you all for being here. We just rehearsed pregame for homecoming today. We did the short first half of pregame. We're going to be honoring our drum major, Jake McKay, in pregame at homecoming. So if you all recall, we did a double drum major entrance for the first game. But unfortunately, the microphone in the press box wasn't working, so nobody heard this wonderful copy we presented. So by the time they figured it out, it landed right on presenting the Spirit of Troy, and everyone was wondering why we had 2 drum majors. So for homecoming, we're going to open up again with 2 drum majors and feature Jake and Nevin side by side, just to give Jake that chance to get his spotlight in the copy we wrote for him. It's also, folks, the 60th anniversary of Traveler. So we're going to do a big presentation on Traveler in this pregame show for homecoming. And I thought, what better audience than the alumni, and especially with nearly 1,000 band alumni, I expect all of you to give a big, riotous, thunderous applause for the horse when he runs out and we celebrate Traveler. So that's happening in pregame. We started rehearsing that today. The halftime show for Notre Dame is banging. We're going to blow the Irish right out of the seats, out of the stadium. And so we're going to hopefully go in there and upset and ruin their season. So that's my goal this weekend. And now we're ready for homecoming. We're ready for halftime. So Sean has gotten through the first chunk of the show. He's rewriting the whole thing. And the reason he's rewriting the whole thing is because we were not expecting 880 alumni. And it's a thrilling problem to have, but it's taking a lot more retooling. But you'll see what we're going to do for fanfare, what we're going to do for Tribute to Troy, and then the first chorus and a half, essentially, of Fight On. But I'll let Sean go ahead and take it away. He'll share his screen. He'll show you the drill. We'll talk through it, and then we'll give all of you your homework assignments after this. We have for you, after this conversation today, we have a PDF file of the drill so far. And then we have a video of the Pieware playout of the drill so far, and Casey will disseminate these materials to all of you so that you can study between this week and next week. And then as the drill is updated, we'll ping you and say, hey, here's this change, we're ready to go, here's this information, so that when we have this meeting again next Tuesday, it'll all be in there ready to go. The one thing that you can all sort of spruce yourselves up on, and we'll find a video to demonstrate it, is the full dance routine for Tusk. Now, if you all recall, when we do Tusk, there's these dance steps that carry out through the entire tune. We're doing most of those steps in our pregame version of Tusk this year, although the third set of steps are a little bit different. But we're going to do that full dance routine in Tusk before the scatter. So we'll get a video put together. I'll get my best dancing students on it to demonstrate that for you. If they can't do it, then I guess I'll do it at home and have my daughter film me. But we'll get that straightened out for you. But Tusk dance routine we're going to be doing. Sean will walk you through this first chunk of drill. So without further ado, Sean, take it away. Walk him through the drill.
I'm unmuting, so we getting feedback? Okay, excellent. First off, Fight On, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. You got the admits, right, Casey? So let's keep showing up. All right, let me share my screen here. All right, so just kind of to take you through this real quick. The silks are on the left and the right with 103 silks. By the way, great job on getting that many. This is pretty much the only place I could put them that made sense and can get them where they needed to be in Tribute to Troy. Everything in blue is alumni, okay? The current band is in red. We are going to pre-stage the percussion and the tubas a little bit onto the field, and you'll see why in a minute. Everyone else is going to be in these wedges off the field. And after we learn this, we'll actually bring everybody up to the goal line and the sideline because you'll know where your step off is. It's just for putting it into Pieware. So without further ado, here is what we've got so far. Here, double drum intro. Tubas are coming on as well. and then they will hold. And we have a go floor. Here. Yeah. Like on the drum solo, we should try to do it on the drum solo. That's just a detail to work out. We're going to mark time the first 16 to fight on. We have an 8-8. Close the squats 8. Mark time 8. And go 8. Okay. And that's where we are right now. Okay. So just to run this sucker out, you can kind of see what we've got going on here, right? So the silks are going to march off 20, and they're set at the stagger, so they're not going to hit anybody. They got plenty of pass through, right? But that's what we got. We got 3 wedges on each side coming through, right? And we'll stage the drum majors somewhere in here to start off with, and then we'll figure that out.
Can you open it up to the fanfare lines?
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do, and then I think I saw Michael on this, is I'd like the drum majors in that just stretched across that gap, right in the center between the drums and the band.
All 3 here?
Yep, all through there. Make a big deal out of you. I'd like the twirlers in front of the band. Is Leanne in here? Yeah.
Yeah, she's in the meeting.
Spread out. And then Leanne, we'll show you in a second. So then when we get into tribute, we start to march. We'll have to march them out, right? Move the drum majors.
Yeah.
Can you open it up to the big tribute block so we can see it?
Yeah.
It's like an aperture. Then Leanne will bring the twirlers tighter together. You see that gap? So it's all you there. We're not gonna fuss about the song girls until Tusk. So fanfare tributary and fight on is all twirlers the whole time. And I saw Gina on this call. Gina, I know you've been working, so it'll be cool. I've seen it on Facebook. So Sean, when do you want them to? So we march on tribute, but we obviously don't hit it at the 5-count halt. Where do you want them to close in tribute? As soon as they hit it, or mark time for the drum break?
I actually think a good place to stop, to turn and face the crowd, would be on the drum solo after the bridge. That would be a good visual to do that, because that way everybody can turn and close when they put their. You muted me.
Yeah, somebody sniped me.
Okay.
Or can they just hit and turn when they get to the spot?
Yeah, we can do that because they all hit at the same time. It all hits at the same time. I was just trying to get a couple counts of marking time to let people adjust and get everything locked in, and then have a good noticeable place for us to all turn together. So
turn, close. Oh, yay!
Yeah. Yeah.
And that fit that phrase.
Hit, turn, oh yeah, right? Yeah. You close on the oh yeah. And then we're facing forward, holding, and then that 5th phrase just plow into the crowd. And then 6th phrase, destroy everything that's left.
So we'll add this into the instructions, folks, but we'll march out. You get to that spot, you're going to mark time for a while, and that mark time is what's going to let us make any adjustments. If anyone oversteps, Gretchen, you can reach out, grab their sweatshirt, and pull them back into their spot, which would be great. Get everyone set. End of the bridge. Da 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 dee da 3. Turn on yay, and on that oh yay, that cheer is where we'll turn close, and then play rest of Tribute to Troy out. And then you all have to catch that chair after the ching boom. Ching boom chair, and we start churning the legs in fight on, all right?
That'll give us a mark time of 16 to make sure everybody's up to speed before we step off. And then we go 8, mark time 8, go 8, and then that's the end of the first chorus. And then the second chorus, we just kind of finalized what we're going to do. It's going to basically be a 16 and 16 where we're going to make a bunch of tusk arcs. If you guys know the tusk drill, we're going to do a bunch of tusk arcs all over the field, right? So we're in these files on the yard line, right? And we're going to do a 16 and a 16 to get into the tusk arcs all over the field. And that's where we'll finish fight on. We'll play the first part of tusk. The last thing that we'll do is scatter during the drum solo, during this middle drum solo of tusk into the outline USC with the alumni filling in, and it will be glorious. And that's where we will play the alma mater and conquest. That's that.
So can you back it up 8 counts?
Yeah.
Or you know what, back it up to the ching boom to fight on. So what is the counts for fight on? Mark time 16.
We're going to mark time 16. And the way I have it here, and before we finalize it, we can change it. But what I have here is mark time 16, right? And I'll get this right here. In fact, this is it right here. No, I don't want that. I want that. There we go. No. I love Pieware being Pieware. Where are you at? Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get Pieware to behave. Pieware doesn't want to behave. We're here. Hit, turn, close. Facing the front. Mark time 16. Go. Now we can either mark time or keep going here. But I had it originally as a mark time. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. I'm kind of thinking maybe we should just go mark time 16, go 8 and 8, and then mark time 8 for the end of first chorus, and then take off 16 and 16, which is, I'll just change the drill. So, because I don't like that.
We'll make those subtle changes. So can you back it up, Sean, to the checkerboard looking formation? One more to the squads when they close the squads.
Oh, you want
That one. So when you're all at home, here's the homework assignment we need moving forward. So all of you, hopefully between Jan and KC, what we need from the two of you is we need these leaders to have lists of, the humans in their sections, right? And you can help them sort this out. Because what we need all of you to do at home is help figure out where would be good squads, right? So it seems like we've got a good, set of people from each generation, from each decade, as it were. And we really need to start putting squads together. We don't need you to decide where they are on the field. That's what Sean's going to deal with, right? But what we need to do is start looking at, all right, who did I march with? Who do I want to march with? And get through some of those politics now, because I'm sure all of you have a squad or some people that you really want to march with. And I think now's the opportunity, because you're in the room, you're the leaders of this alumni band, to take advantage of that and start building that out. So Casey and Jan, we need to get sort of lists of names to them of the people that are in their section so that you can all start building squads. Then what we need is, we don't need them numbered, at total, but what we need is like trumpet squad 1, trumpet squad 2, bone squad 1, bone squad 2, alto 1, 2, 3, et cetera, et cetera. Once we start building these squads, we'll relay that information back to Sean, and then he will go back into the Pieware. He will update the Pieware so that it reflects what those instruments actually are. Then when we get there the day of, what we will have is we will have access to the UDB app for the drum majors. So all of the former drum majors, we're going to give access to the same app the student has. I don't have that many per se for everybody. It's expensive, but we do have enough for the drum majors. Then we will have printed drill for all of you, the squad leader folks. Then what we need is to help relay that down to everybody else. I don't want to print 880 copies of this, right? So we'll find a way to distribute it via PDF to everybody. But before that, is that what you're going to say, Sean? I was trying to read Sean's mind. So we'll make sure that everybody has a PDF and a video version of it. But the printed paper we will give to the alumni leaders in this room, and then the UDB app will give access to the drum majors. Since during all of this, they don't really have a spot, so they should be able to help navigate around and help us get it sorted out. So to walk it back down again, can you open it up to fanfare, Sean, just so you all understand kind of the facing? So like Sean said, you'll notice it's these triangular shapes. We're not starting there. Everyone's going to be pulled up to the sideline. So we're going to have the band on each sideline on the end zones facing into the field. So then all drum majors. How many drum majors are there, Sean? Michael, how many drum majors are there? If you can put it in the chat. 25, 24. There's 69 drum majors who are going to be out there doing this, right? So all of these drum majors, they're going to be in the center. Niven will be the one leading the charge, getting at least 18 the other day. Okay. So Niven will lead the charge. All of those drum majors will be in the middle conducting fanfare. So everybody will be facing the center of the sideline. Now, we have to figure out what we want to do with the main band, but the center of the sideline, the center of the field. My idea is that we're all playing into the center of the field, and the sound is just becoming this big soup in the middle. It's going to take a lot of rehearsing because we got to make sure that everything lines up together. And we're going to rehearse it a lot, but everyone's playing inside the field. Then when we're marching tribute in, the current band, which is in red, will be facing front. And then you alums who are coming in from the end zones, you're marching straight in. Some of you are marching back, and then some of you are marching in from the back facing forward. But that sound, we're going to have the core of all of the percussion tubas in the main band playing forward and keeping everything sort of locked in as people are coming in for tribute to Troy. So we play fanfare in the round toward the center of the field. We open it up on tribute. We march in. You hit your spots. How many counts is it to their spot, Sean? Do you remember? It's 42 counts. We'll have it spelled out precisely. But you get to your spot, and then you mark time until, yeah, Michael, the mass stab. Massive stab. Niven will call everybody to attention. He'll start it off, and then we'll have red coats along the side. We'll have the drum majors conducting. We'll make the big thing going to be great. So then we march out on tribute. You hit your spot. You're marking time. You turn, close on the oye in that drum break. Fifth phrase, sixth phrase. Everybody's standing fast, playing to the sideline. And then ching, boom, chair, mark time for 16. Mark time 16, the first chorus of Fight On. Go 16, mark time 8. Bum, bum, mark time, booty, booda, do do ba-da, ba-da, do ba do buddy, booda, da da da, and go. So we go on the second refrain. Booty, booda, ba-da, 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 booty, ba-da, ba-dum, ba, mark time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we get into the second chorus where we flex into the arcs. The ending of the show is pretty simple. It's not as complicated. We get into the arcs. We stand fast for the third chorus. The one thing we're going to do for the second chorus into the third chorus, I'll let you all look at me now. I'm like a podcaster all of a sudden. So when we get to the second chorus of Fight On, we're going to have drill throughout it. And if you know the tune, bum, bum, bodhi, buddha, bada, bada, bodhi, buddha, bum, bum, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's the second 16. Then we're going to mark time for 6. Bum, bum, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, close. And we're all going to close on close, bop, 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 so that we can set up the third chorus. And then we're all going to do the horn swing together, standing fast. So we're not churning our legs, marking time through the third chorus. So singing that through the second chorus with the marching. Bum, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's one move. Bum, bum, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Close. Bum, bum, we're standing fast. We're doing the horn swing. We're laying it down onto the crowd. There's not going to be a dry eye in the house, and that's how we're going to end Fight On. Then we do the double drum intro for Tusk. We do the Tusk dance routine. We set up the USC on the scatter. Dr. Bartner conducts the alma mater in the shape of USC. It's going to be great. And then we do Conquest, and that's the end of the big halftime show. That's the show, everybody. So we will disseminate these materials to you. Casey will share what we have so far. We will make sure that the count structure, will create a count sheet so you can count it and follow it along at home. But with between the video and the chart and everything else, it should be pretty self-explanatory. But the count sheet will also outline when these stops are, when these turns are, where the bells are to the box. It should be pretty straightforward. You know, if it makes sense intuitively if you've been in this band. So we'll just make sure that everybody's ready for it. The big thing for all of you to help out is that on Tribute to Troy, Fight On, and Conquest, we want to make sure that everyone's got their feet together whenever we're not marching on those tunes. Same thing for the alma mater. So Tribute to Troy, Fight On, alma mater, and Conquest, everybody's feet are together for those tunes. Tusk is where we'll get to put our feet apart and then rock and roll and dig out into it. And then we keep winning the game. We beat the Wildcats. We bring everybody down for post game. I don't know if Dr. Bartner is going to conduct post game. I keep begging him to. I want him to. I want all of you to heckle him and not me. But we will see. We'll see what he decides to do if he wants to come up there and do post game. But Jan was great enough. I gave her a post game list. That music is out there. I know that Casey and Tad are working on getting the drum music. Tad's working on it right now. Casey's jumping on him to get that drum music out. But you can, yes, Keith, you can heckle both of us. Thank you. But we'll get these materials out to you. We'll get them out tonight while I'm doing my next part of the meeting for the Notre Dame trip. We'll get it out to you. But I wanted to have you all in here so that we could get you all down here so that you can see what we have so far, get a sense of what the show is going to be like, see what this fanfare is going to be for the show. Yes, it's going to be big block letters like the last reunion. We'll make the current band will outline the USC, and then we'll fill it all in. And it's going to be a really big formation. It'll be great. That's the formation we're going to play alma mater in. So we got to make sure that everyone's ready to face Dr. Bartner on the ladder and really play it down and sound great doing it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and email them to, what's your email address, Casey? Put it in the chat. Casey will put it in the chat. So send your questions to Casey, and then he'll relay them to Sean and I, and we'll get them out to you. We'll get those materials sent out to you right after this meeting, but we just wanted to do a quick dip into what it's going to be, give you a chance to see the show, get you sort of racking your brain around it. The big homework assignment, we'll get you those names, help us to start build squads, relay that back to Sean, and we'll start inputting them in the drill so that it's as easy as possible for everyone to read it and build it and get going. If anyone missed registration, bummer. If anybody is struggling to find an instrument, help them out. Start making phone calls, ask around. Let's do our best to help our people, and let's have a great homecoming. Thank you, everybody. What, Casey? Go ahead, Casey.
So, for instruments, if you know people with mellophones, tenor saxes, drums, tubas, those are what we need the most of. We need, these are the needs right now, 29 mellophones. We need 18 tenor saxes, 25 tubas, and 70 combined drums. So if you have leads on those, we could use any help we can get. 15 quads, Tad says, is going to be the big draw. We need to get 15 quads somehow.
Any of you march tri-toms? Can we find some tri-toms out there? Maybe a few. All right. Is that it, Casey? Yeah. Thank you all for joining us this evening. I've got a Notre Dame trip to talk about. How many of you in the room were on the original Notre Dame trip in '73? Thank you for starting one of the greatest traditions in college sports. Thank you all for continuing to support and help with this band. I really appreciate it. I could not tell you how thrilled I am to see 880 names on this list. I do not believe it. It's going to be quite the send-off for Dr. Bartner, and I really appreciate you all being here and helping us out with this grand endeavor. Let's have a great weekend. Let's beat the Irish, and let's get up for it. Fight on. Alumni dismissed. TAs, you don't get to leave yet. Thank you all. Fight on.